Hi everyone. So today I'm going to show you how to make canvas or corners to protect your canvas when you're shipping, because the corners are usually the first things that get dinged in packaging. So we're going to make corners to fit over here for when you're packaging to send them off, or when you're even when you're storing them. So all you need is some cardboard. So like an empty box that you can cut up. Amazon boxes are great. It's the right thickness. I happen to have these sheets of cardboard that I had for another project. So I'm going to use those today to show you how to make these corners to fit over your painting. I made myself a template and I'll put it up at the end so you can take a screenshot of it. But basically what we're going to start off doing is with a ruler or measuring tape, whatever you have, is to measure how deep the canvases are that you want to ship. So by deep, I mean, you can't see that there. Like this one is 1 3/4 or 1.75 if you want, up an inch. And this is how deep the pocket of the corner is going to be. You'll understand more as we go along. For most canvases, they're going to be slightly smaller than the 1.75. Like this one is probably maybe 3/4 of an inch. Usually they're around an inch somewhere, one way or the other. The deeper ones are 1.75. Okay, so to start off with, since we're doing a 1.75, 1 3/4, we're going to measure up from the bottom of your piece of cardboard, whatever it is, 1.75 inches. So it's about there. Now, I measure it with a pencil. I'm going to use a pen because it's easier for you to see on camera. So go right along the edge and measure the 1.75. 1.75. I have a ruler with a rubber backing because I shake. So this keeps it from moving too much. Anyway, so now draw your line down here, and this will be, oops, okay, maybe it does move a little bit. All right, so this bottom part here is this part, right? You can see. So it's how wide it is to fit over the canvas. So next we're going to measure up from this line up 5 inches, and that will give us this depth here. So, oops, 5 inches. Right along here. And we'll draw another line. Okay. All this up here will get cut off. We won't need that. And now we'll come back down to our bottom line, and we measure 5 inches from the edge in. So about here. Now from this little mark, we measure 1.75 or 1 3/4 inches. That's the thickness, the depth of our canvas. So this here is 1 3/4 inches, this little piece. And from this mark, we measure 5 inches. So the same as was over here. And we do the same thing along the top line. Measure in 5 inches. You don't have to be totally precise. I mean, this doesn't have to look pretty. It just has to protect your canvas. And again, 1.75. And 5 inches. Now I have a little bit, oh, why does that not look right? Because I didn't measure it right. 5 inches. I didn't measure this one right. Always double check your measurements. So we'll mark this off. So this tiny little edge here can also come off because you don't need that extra. And we'll get to that, cutting that off right now. So put your ruler. This is why it's better to have a metal ruler, because you're going to use a craft knife to cut it. You can use scissors. It's really hard to cut cardboard with scissors. I'm not strong enough to get it all the way through, I guess, or my knife is not sharp, one or the other. It's better to use a good sharp knife. And trim off the excess. And close your knife. And now we're going to make marks from yeah, I cut off my marks and I shouldn't have. So we'll measure in 5 inches again. So leave your marks there so you can see them. And 1.75. There. So this is, again, your 1 3/4 inches. Now, from this top mark here to the edge down here, we're going to make a line. So you have a triangle shape. And we're going to do that on both sides. And down the center here, this line from here to here will be a fold line. So you're not going to cut it, you're just going to score it, which we will do in a minute. And below this line, this little piece here is going to be cut. So do the same thing on this side. Just I make the mark so I won't accidentally cut it, because I seem to be accidentally doing things today. So this one is the cut line. So I like to score before I cut these off, just because I have extra to hold on to. So we're going to, I have to do it this way, I guess. We're going to score. I'm just going to use a butter knife to score. You can use anything that will score the canvas and not cut all the way through. So from here down to this line, stop where the solid line starts, right? And the same thing on this side. You can use just about anything to score, I think. I tried to use a stylus, but all it did was poke holes. So anything solid, like a knife, a pair of scissors, butter knife is not sharp, so I wouldn't use a steak knife on it or anything. And now score this line that goes down here as well, because that will be folded. Now we're going to, this is what you're left with. So we're going to cut off these right along this line here. You can stop the video at any time and play it back or slow it down or take screenshots of anything. Oops, went a little bit off there. So, and the first time you do this, it feels really complicated and you'll probably make mistakes. But, you know, cardboard is free and cheap. And so you can practice until you get it the way you want it. So now we have, this is what we're left with. It looks kind of like a sailboat, maybe when you'd made when we were kids. So now the next part is we're going to fold and cut these two little pieces down here. So you cut to this line, not all the way up, right? So starting from there, cut down, and same thing on this side. And now we're going to do the folding part. So you fold up the center, and you fold this over and up, and you fold this over and up, and you're left with your corner. So to secure it, I use packing tape, and I'm very shaky, so I apologize for what this looks like. There we go. Usually I end up with this totally wrapped around myself, and I could probably get somebody to help, but, you know, have to do things yourself, right? So, and on this part. And yes, that's the bread tag. Tag off a loaf of bread. I stick it in here so I won't have to go looking for the end of my tape. And you can wrap several pieces of tape around. I'm not going to put you through that, but you end up with a nice solid tape. I've seen some people use staples, but the problem with the staple is they can easily scratch your canvas, right? And plus it's really hard to get staples through cardboard. So these fit around, or should fit around the canvas. This is a 1 3/4 depth canvas, and the corners fit. They're a little bit loose, and the reason for this is cardboard is not archival. It's not acid-free that I know of. They'd be charging a lot more for it if it was. So before you wrap the corners around your canvas, wrap the canvas in glassine. Glassine is an archival paper, I guess, and I just got a little piece here. I'm not going to wrap the whole thing. I just wanted to show you. So you wrap the whole canvas in the glassine like this, and then you take your corners, and they fit pretty snugly. Then you can tape around the whole thing, or you can bubble wrap it and tape it. Just remember, when you're bubble wrapping, don't put the bubble part against your canvas. Like, it probably would be okay, but there have been times when I've seen other artists say that, you know, the bubble wrap left indents on their canvas because maybe it got overheated or got wet or it wasn't completely dry or whatever. So you put the flat side against the canvas and the bubble side on the towards you. Anyway, that's the best way. You make 4 of them, of course, for each corner, but that's the best way to protect your canvas. And I promised I would let you have a look at this template that I made so you can screenshot it. This one is for a 2-inch deep canvas. You just adjust the bottom and the middle to whatever depth you have. So if you have a 1-inch canvas, you would make this piece here 1 inch, and this piece here 1 inch. So there you go. I hope this was helpful. Thanks. Bye.